Sup guys, Ryu here for the Yugioh Council with LunaLights. You guys asked for it. I'm not going to make you wait. We're going right into it. Look at these combo wombos that this deck can do. I actually set the blue cat because I'm wanting to die so I can go into play. It's good, like, seeing what your opponent's playing. I'm trying to change up my style a little bit and how I play Yugs because I don't want to just be overly aggressive with my plays. So I got the polymerization here. And I'm going to build off this play here. The deck doesn't like use pendulums the way that pendulums are typically used. It just uses them to do things with. And I'll actually explain that during the profile itself. And then I get to bring out the big one. Basically like how Dragoonies synchro up into a bigger synchro. You're basically fusioning up to a bigger fusion. That's pretty much your primary use for these guys. And it's almost game because Leo Dancer gets 2 attacks. It's so good. My opponent has that Apple Magician Girl. There's a really cool Magician Girl deck flying around I'm going to be messing with soon enough. And here I just go for Dire Wolf because I can get it straight off the board. This is unaffected by pretty much everything. You have to just run it over is pretty much the way to beat it. And now I'm going to give you the next one. So a lot of this is to show you how the deck functions, some good matches I had fun with. It's not as super long as the Raid Raptors. I know that was pretty much like 8 freaking duels. It's mainly because I'm a little bit behind on time right now, trying to get shit done before I have to like head out and crap. So, trying to get everything done. So sometimes you gotta make a little bit of a shorter video, and hopefully you guys understand, you're cool with it. See, here I could have went for a rank 7 when I did the Catacomb play, but I just used it to build off for Panther Dancer. It is another option. You can go into like a rank 7 if you so choose to. And good ones like Red Eyes Flare Metal, but obviously I didn't because he would have taken 5 there, 5 there, and then 5 there on top of that 5 there, which would have been like 2,000, but he would have overran it, so it worked itself out. He can't get over this because it can't be destroyed by battle. That can't be destroyed by card effects. So then I go into the Leo Dancer, which can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects, and you have to like pretty much flip it face down and overrun it. That's primarily your uses, and of course it blows up the special summon monsters, which you can read the effect on the side there, and let's get into the next one. But as I said, I'll go a little bit more in depth on the deck profile. My opponent is playing Enchanting Fitting Room with Ojamas, and his luck just seems a little bit down for the moment. But Ojamas are something I haven't seen in so long that I wanted to actually feature it in the video because it was really cool. And this is one of my favorite starting plays real quick, if I'm going turn 1, is like Moonlight Reincarnation Dance and the Blue Cat, because you're pretty much ripping 3 cards out of your deck. Because this will allow you to add to when one of your LunaLights dies, and this doesn't care how it dies as long as it hits the graveyard, it's not banished, then you can pull one out and special it to your board, which is always great. So that's something that you want to do. But my opponent's luck is just so down for him. I feel so bad for him. 3 of these things and he couldn't get off 1 monster. I wanted to see what he could do, and I was just being a little bit passive with my plays, but he's got that Ojama country. Can't even speak it right. I can't even speak the English right. And now he's got the Junk Synchron, so he's just like pass, go, draw, pass, and go. That's pretty much the whole thing here. I'm like, here, look, it's a LunaLight, you're safe to go. And I was like, wait, okay, you're playing that, but you can't make a play? God damn, dude. Like, I was kind of like trying to let him play Yugioh because I don't want to be cock blocking at the same time. I also want to show off, like, recovery for this deck is pretty bad. Like, you can include Max Z if you can. This also bounces spell cards, which you saw me do there. I was getting an example of it for you guys to show you pretty much the flexibility of the deck. But it's really like one of those hyper-intensive things where you're going to have to make big plays. Otherwise, you're going to be in big trouble. And the opponent goes for Oja King. Is it Oja King? It's Oja King. I haven't seen the damn thing in so long. And I fiend shame the living crap out of that. I don't want to deal with it, in all honesty. I'm going to Power Boost, bring back a monster, Polymerization, out into Starved Venom Fusion Dragon, which requires 2 non-token dark monsters that are on your field to make use of. And I saved the best for last. I can actually make use of it. He's got that Drowning Mirror Force back there. That it's just the first of them. He's got the second one, and he's going to set a Fossil Dino, which this will be unaffected by Fossil Dino, but I'm able to get rid of the Macros Cosmos, which has been harming the fuck out of my deck. And I just take out the Fossil Dino, which this isn't destroyed because it can't be destroyed by card effects, which is lovely, but however it can be balanced with that damn Drowning Mirror Force. So I make another fusion here, He goes for the, lose one turn is going to kick in. I get my recovery with the Black Sheep when you fuse with it. Drowning Mirror Force 1. The reason I say Drowning Mirror Force 1, you're going to see a lot of Drowning Mirror Force this game. It's a long game. There's still about 11 turns to go. He's going to set both of them. Goes for Sujik, realizes he can't attack over it because this is the one that can't be destroyed by battle. And he's like, ooh. So, I got a little bit of a chuckle there. I go for another one that can't be destroyed by battle. And, lose one turn's obviously in effect, but then I go for the one that can't be destroyed by card effects. And if I would have put this, there, I could have brought out 2 monsters at a time, build ranks up. I didn't. It is what it is. Goes for Pod Duality. I'm like, where's your card demise? I'm actually kind of curious. I didn't see it the whole game. I don't think he's actually running card demise, which is kind of interesting to say the least, but his deck is pretty still close to what is the new standard. So I can understand why he didn't run card demise. Everything else is pretty much on point for the most part, outside of like Rivalry of the Warlords and whatnot. So, to a degree it is. But here we go, Gaichi Ganzatsu, because I absolutely need it at this point. I'm trying to go for swing, Drowning Mirror Force 3, and I'm like, how do you top all that? Goes for Dark Hole, goes for Sujik. Sujik gonna Power Boost. Power Boost gonna swing. Gaichi's gonna lose 1 material. It's gonna bounce. He's gonna eat 500 damage when I put this shit in attack mode because A, it's hilarious, and B, it's actually pretty smart to put it in attack mode right about now. I go for the Tiger King, and I'm not going to get my Tenki search, obviously, for obvious reasons, but I figured why not just put it on the board, make use of it later. He's got the Sujik with the secret move, and I'm like, okay. So, Fiendish Chain, his monster, and this is going to come back to bite me in the ass. Secret move, kabow, goodbye, nice knowing you, and rip my butthole. But I'm going for Cowboy at this point because there's really not anything he can do, not anything I can do. He's got Duality. He's going to go fishing for 3. He pulls out the Kama 2. The Kama 2 is going to take out that Gaichi. He's going to bounce. I finally top deck Twin Twist. I'm not going to use it yet because I'm afraid of Lightning Chidori. I'm not even sure if this guy was running. He was running it. Okay, that's lovely. He was absolutely running it. So, third Tenki, I'm like, well, this is nice. There's tons of shit I can't really do, but okay. Burn for 800, and now it's time to make the final play by burning everything back, going into Sky Cavalry, going into Moonlight, going into another Moonlight for the damage on the board, just to shove damage in his face to end the game. Because that's how, like, I talk about grind games all the time. This deck actually does have a good grind game if you pace yourself well enough like I did right there. So anyway, let's go into the deck profile. So I guess this could be counted as like a version 2 because the last time I talked about LunaLights, they were called Moonlight, and that's been a while. So we're running 3 Wolf, 3 Blue Cats, 3 Tiger, 3 Butterfly, 2 Butterfly. Butterfly's not that great. 3 White Rabbits, and 3 Black Sheep. Pretty much the premise is you could build this deck right now outside of the Star Venom Fusion Dragon, which is amazing, but the Wolf basically acts as a polymerization for the graveyard where you can banish out your when it's independent on scale, you can banish them out and then bring out your fusion. But you can't, like, fuse this. You can only fuse LunaLights. But, it is what it is. It's great nonetheless. And the LunaLight Tiger basically allows you to special them back so you can make rank 4s, rank 2s, all that fun goodies. And, of course, Blue Cat doesn't care how she's destroyed. Once she's destroyed, she's going to get you one. She's a cat that likes to do that. The Moonlight Purple, it's basically a power booster by 1,000, and you can banish it to special one from the hand. Sometimes it comes in use, not too many times, but it's another Moonlight you can use for fusing, that's why we use it. 3 White Rabbit, Core Essential, basically is your Blizzard, your Chunk Synchron. It's going to pull a Moonlight from the graveyard onto your board, very useful. Moonlight Black Sheep, pretty much like the card that you want to see the most because you can recover one from the graveyard or you can send it to the graveyard to add a polymerization. Now if you fuse with it, you add one from the graveyard as well, so basically easy combo is send it to the graveyard, get polymerization, summon Moon White Rabbits, Black Sheep comes back, fuse into the Cat Dancer or Cattle Call, the White Rabbit into the dancer, the first dancer, which is this one here, the Cat Dancer. Then polymerization, the Black Sheep with the Cat Dancer into the Panther Dancer, and Black Sheep will activate in the graveyard, netting you the White Rabbit. Now, this build can also be built upon to get into the Luna Leo Dancer. And then 2 of Lower Darkness, even though the pendulums are light, the rest of them are dark. So you want to make use of that, and we have DD Burial, which also comes in use. Double Fusion Recovery, because this is probably going to be the hardest thing to find out of the entire builds, like, to go find them. It came in Cybernetic Revolution, which was such a while ago, but if you fused, if you have a Polymerization and a Fusion Material Monster that was used for a Fusion Monster that you summoned, then you can use Fusion Recovery to get it back. So it's pretty much play this, get 2 cards back, which is going to be Polymerization, like a Black Sheep or whatnot. Double Twin Twist, pretty much you want it to destroy back row. 1 Burial, triple Catacall, this card's amazing. 3 Tenki, 3 Moonlight Reincarnation Dance, I talked about this during the duel. 1 Vanity's Emptiness, you could pretty much lock out your opponent. Double Phoenix Chain, and 1 Solemn Warning. I like this lineup quite a bit. And I don't really have too many complaints outside that the deck is power creep to hell because it's an anime deck and it's pretty much the battling boxers of the format. Or just this anime kind of that popped up. So I'm going to start all the way from down here and work my way up. Gaichi and Sky Cavalry. Sky Cavalry has won me so many games. Balances monsters is pretty much your... What's the little mole's name? Grand Mole. 1 Cowboy, 1 Direwolf, 1 Castell. The only rank 4s you need. Of course, the Tiger King. Being the the searcher for the Tenki, it's good. It just hasn't done too much for me. I may take it out for something else. 3 Cat Dancer, can't be destroyed by battle. Everything can pretty much destroy it, and then your opponent takes 100 every time it swings, which is great. You're gonna like that. And then the monster can't be destroyed by battle if you choose it, and then it can attack all the monsters your opponent controls twice, which is just lovely. And then we have Star Venom Fusion Dragon, which requires you having 2 of the darks on the board and then playing Polymerization, but discard ends games. If it's Fusion Summon, you can make 1 card's attack. Basically, you can make this card gain attack equal to the attack of the face-up special summon monster that's on the board. And then once in that monster, I think that monster's attack stays the same, but pretty much you're gaining it. So, for example, there's a BL's on the board, I'll gain 3,000 attack points, and I can end the game from there. You can target 1 level 5 or higher monster your opponent controls until the end of this turn. This card's name becomes that monster's, and you can replace the effect with that monster's original effect as well. And if its Fusion Summon is destroyed, you can destroy all special summon monsters your opponent controls, which means even if they get rid of it, you're going to be taking care of a lot of issues. Now let's talk about the LunaLight Panther Dancer. It can't be destroyed by card effects. That's pretty much what it does. If you're using it to build into the final one, which has 3,500, and it swings, it's your big boss monster. And yes, Kaiju also are great out to this deck. I did try the deck with Kaijus. I did not like it. I know that has been a thing that people have recommended to basically use it to get over things. It just felt kind of cloggy to me. Because it's like, oh, I tribute your monster, I'm still giving you a monster. I have no way of putting something back on the board because my recovery sucks. And that's just how it is. Maybe it's the way I played it. I'm not quite sure, but it just didn't mesh for me completely. So build upon it for yourself, of course, is what I always recommend. But double Panther Dancer, I never really felt the need for 3. 2 was a perfect number, so you could put it back. And double Leo Dancer, because I, again, never really felt the need for 3 because you're not going to go into it. You also can take out Tiger King and put a rank 7 in. Rank 7 would be nice, but obviously I wanted to focus more on the fusions and what they do and basically causing more monsters to be on the board, so that way I could put more pressure on the opponent. That's how I play. But if you feel the rank 7 would be a better slot, then I would probably recommend the Red Eyes Flare Metal or Big Eye or Dragosack, one of them. Whatever rank 7 you prefer will fit perfectly right in that one slot right there. Anyway, thank you guys for requesting as always, and I will see you on the next one. Make sure to keep requesting because I'll keep doing them. Kaiju is still up on my list to be very, very short from now. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Until next time, peace.